if you're in somewhere else around the world, maybe it's morning or afternoon. With me on this very cold Sunday where I am. I don't know about you guys.
It's cold here.
With me, as always, is Mr. Chris Cute.
Yeah, I'm freezing a few off right now. Yeah.
Mr. Dale Kirkwood.
You ain't seen me, right?
All right. And I've known him for years, but I still don't know how to say his name properly. It's Kostas. That's one way of getting through that without butchering your name. How are you today, Kostas?
I'm okay. We have a very sunny weekend. Almost burned my face by the sun.
Good. So let's quickly get one thing straight. Is your first name Kostas or is it Annikas?
So my first name is Kostas. My second name is Deftereos. And the middle, Annikas, is my nickname, how the people in my village know me.
Oh, okay. Right, so
because, in the islands, we have all the people the same name, so we use a nickname to understand which one it is. In my village, it's about 5 people with the same name and a second name, and 2 of them, they have the same father's name. So...
Oh wow! I actually remember being told off at one time by the lovely Robin Jacobson when we had done the craft festival, and she was saying his name's Annikas.
Yes.
So,
everyone knows me like that. Actually, it's my grandmother's name. My grandmother was Annika, and my father was the son of Annika. So all the villages.
Right.
The family tree started from the grandmother.
There you go.
Very tight, so. very tight knit families over there in Greece. Wow.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. So we've got a few people over in the chat, and obviously Andy Pugh's out there, so he must be waiting to have his questions answered. So I'm assuming he's got some, Mr. Cute.
He does. Andy always has good questions, and he always comes through for us on every week. And he's inquisitive about Kostas or Annikas, which I'm not going to argue.
Before I answer, sorry, I need to say hello to my Greek friends also that is here. Γεια σε όλους, ευχαριστώ που είστε εδώ πέρα και με ακολουθείτε ακόμη και αυτή τη δύσκολη ώρα. And thanks to all of you around the world that coming to this interview with a good friend. And thanks a lot of you that you asked me to be here with you.
Oh, please. Our pleasure.
I thought he said
great stuff.
I thought he said there, help save me from these three guys. That's what he said to all his Greek friends. Help, call the police.
Just says, if I blink more than twice, call for help.
Send me a lifeline. Send me a lifeline.
Throw me a rope.
Well, we can jump right into the questions if you want to, Jamie. I don't have a problem with that. And yeah, we have a number from Andy Pugh, and we have a couple from Richard Bennett, the Beer Time 16 as well. So, you know what? I'm gonna start with Richard Bennett because it'll bring us into where Andy's taking us. The Beer Time 16 wants to know what got you into wood turning, Kostas, because we all know you as a wood turner. We can talk about whether you do other things besides turning wood, but what got you into wood turning?
So I was a jewelry maker and a street artist. I do sculpture from a copper wire and a jewelry from copper wire, and I made it live on the people by order on the streets. So I was worried about the plastic and Chinese beads that I can find in those days, and I like to make my own wooden beads. So I searched a tool to make wooden beads, and just happened I find the lathe, so I buy it. I am a professional woodturner from the first day. I sell what I make from the first day. I buy the lathe to sell. So I started that, and then involved in me in a crazy way. I fell in love with that tool. From not know what is a lathe being my life in one day.
Nice.
Was a love for the first time.
Did you get anyone to give you a hand, or how did you learn?
No.
Was it on YouTube?
No. It was much later that I start to add the video on YouTube. A friend of me in the Greek community that was 15 people, maybe 16, all the entire Greece, asked me how I empty a bowl. Because at the moment in Greece was a period that the only tool that you can find is a file that you make it as a scraper.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah.
So he wanted to know how to hollow out a bowl.
Yes, exactly. And in this time, I can make a bowl just with my scraper. This is the reason I can't avoid use it, because I learned to make a bowl just with a scraper, because it was the only tool that I have available.
Oh,
There you go.
made your own too, by the way. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hashtag traditional scrapers.
What is your? Yeah, well, we're not going to go there yet. Oh, trust me. Let me get a couple beers in me. We'll get there. Richard also wants to know, what's your favorite wood to turn? Now, I know the answer to this, but I'll let you tell everybody else. What's your favorite wood to turn?
It's very hard to choose, to be honest, because it's so many woods that I never tried in my life out there. I can say that it's olive, but olive have some problems. You can't make something special. You need to let the wood to show you what you need to make. If you follow the wood, because it's so beautiful that you can't do curving or emerging or I don't know what. It's so beautiful alone that if you make it just a simple bowl, it's beautiful. And is the reason I love and I hate olive together, because working with olive wood, you don't try tools like curving, router beads or Dremel or decorating tools, because you work with olive. It's beautiful. I can't show here, just people hear us, but it's beautiful. So
would you say that the wood talks to you?
Sorry?
Would you say that the wood talks to you?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I know what to make before I start to cut a tree. And I sketch a lot. I have many sketches that I let it on the side, and when I see the tree, I grab it.
But then when you put it on the lathe, the wood's going to let you know if it agrees with what you want it to be or not.
No, before.
Oh, before. Okay. Hey,
yes, but sometimes
I thought there was only one wood whisperer, but I guess there's two now. We got one in Greece too. Go ahead.
Sometimes no matter what you have in your mind or what you have imagined, sometimes the wood works alone, and so you change the shape. This happened. Yeah. But to answer the question, I think my best wood to turn is pear.
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 Yes.
Because
I didn't know the answer.
It's many types of it, and you can find in the brown African pear or total white Greek pear, or the wild pear that is mixed colors from oranges and gray or white all together, and it's have fine. The tool is working very beautiful on pear wood. So that is my best.
Nice.
It is pretty. Pretty.
I've turned pear before. It was really, really nice. I only turned it once, so.
Well, I think you've already given away your answer to this question, because his next question was, are you a full-time turner now? Is this what you do for a living?
Yes, I'm a full-time wood turner, and I have a gallery, I have a workshop, and an e-shop, and everything that have a businessman.
Awesome. Good for you, by the way.
There you go.
It's hard, but because the problem with. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, if you're not finished, please finish, Kostas.
Sorry?
I said, if you're not finished speaking, please finish. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, okay. So no problem. I forget what I like to say. I have a flow. If you cut me, I forget everything.
I was going to say, thank you, Kostas. Appreciate it. The next question I was going to say that Richard has actually leads me into NDPs, which is why I wanted to do Richard's first today. Richard's question is wood turning what you do? Is it popular? Are there a lot of people in Greece that do that, or are there relatively few, or are you kind of a lone soul out there, or are there a lot of turners that you know in Greece?
That is the story of my life, in a way, because I started with three people, the Greek community, Yorgos Laskaridis and Adonis Asprakis was the other two. We started this, and Kostas Margaris was four in the end. We started the Greek community. We was per year 20, 30 people, then 40. And at the moment, after they closed the Google Plus, we go to the Facebook, so we are about 700 at the moment.
Wow.
We have years in Greece about wood turning. No one knows, nothing. We can't get tools. We can't. It was very expensive. The lathe that you have to get was only 3 models, and one thing that is not lathe, but some of us buy it.
Now, you live on one of the isles. And which isle do you live on?
I live in Kefalonia Island in the Ionian Sea.
Awesome.
There's one quick thing that I don't think people know as well is obviously this podcast is sponsored by Yorkshire Grit. Kostas is actually the distributor of Yorkshire Grit,
yes,
as well. So that's we're speaking to one of the sponsors distributors.
When I bring Yorkshire Grit to Greece, was like a miracle that exists something like that in Greece. People love it, and they still use it in Greece. But if you get just a little box, it's keep forever. I do production of wood turning, and I need one per 3 months. People that I have buy, they have it for 2 years now.
Oh,
wow!
So, we need.
Glenn would say, "Put more on. Put more on." Glenn would say, "Put more bits on." That's what you need to do. You need to be telling them, "You need more."
We need to speak to Glenn Senior and tell him to start making smaller tubs. Anyway, all right. Well, that leads us on to Andy Pugh's questions, which obviously is pretty healthy because you said that you'd get up to 700. But his first question was, "What's the maker movement or community like in Greece?" So, I mean, and how do you think, from what you know, Kostas? I mean, how would that compare to the U.S., the U.K., Northern Europe, and others? I mean, it seems to be pretty vibrant in Greece. But am I wrong there?
Look, we look at your countries, and we are full of jealous. We have make one meeting that I make it here in Kefalonia last October, the first meeting of Woodturning in Greece, and we was 32 people from all around Greece. This was the first entire Greece meeting that happened in Greece, and we don't have a community, we don't have clubs, only a Facebook page. It's very hard. And how is the map of Greece? If you see Greece, it's just something in the middle, and then 1,000 spots around that is islands. And we have in almost every island 1 or 2 wood turners. So it's really hard to all these people meet together and make stuff as you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like in people in the States, you've got to drive 5-6 hours to get to your next door neighbor.
I need to get a boat.
Do you find that the COVID lockdown has kind of forced everyone to get online more, so the community's built up? Has it improved? Has the community grown or expanded because it's easy to talk to each other now, or has it been more hard?
COVID help us. Too many people come into the club because they don't have how to spend their time. I see wood turning starting before the cornbit was in a straight line, so going up a bit and then a straight line, and in the cornbit goes like that. About 300 lathes maybe sold into the cornbit thing, the quarantine.
Mm.
Here in Greece, we are about
People are finding old hobbies.
Yeah.
I need to say that I'm here with a special paper from police to do the interview because they don't allow me to come here to my workshop this late at night. Here is a proof.
Officially this podcast has been officially sanctioned by the Greek police.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That should have been in the titles, Chris. This podcast is brought to you by and
The Greek police. Annikas and the Greek police.
Hashtag don't arrest Kostas. Anyway, well, because the next question Andy had makes sense because since you live on an island, obviously, what is the tool and material availability like there? I mean, do you have a wide selection? Are things fairly common? Or are they extremely expensive? I mean, how do what would you say about the tools and materials you have access to? Is there a lot, or do you really have to kind of search for it?
Look, it's a bit complicated because we don't have tools before. We have a small collection to buy, about 5 tools, that if you can ask for a spindle gouge, maybe you get a bowl gouge or a roughing gouge. When I see all this mess, and I like to try stuff, and because I was in business and I have a VAT number and everything, I was the first that bring all the tools in Greece. I was the second because I have a friend, Aspragis, that we started together, that he brings chokes and some little carbide tools. But I start the connection with the Amlet tools, and I still work with them, and I love their tools also. And after that, everyone can get what they ask. And the problem in Greece is that there are shops that they sell woodturning tools, but they don't know what is doing and what it is, each one of it.
So they're stocking them. They're not necessarily wood turning stores or woodworking stores that have the tools in stock.
And it's not something common like England, because I was in Austria for a. I make a demo there, and I lose my plane in England. Then I call Jimmy, but I have no time to come. I was very far away. But the time that I need to go from England to Greece, they stop me, and I have in my bag the bowl. How it's called? This that you put the chalk on the tool rest bowl.
The bowl saver.
No. The bowl mounting, that you put the bowl on your
for carving.
rest.
Oh,
So
Yeah, for carving.
So
yeah.
I go there. A guy, what is that? What is that? I say it's a woodturning tool. I saw the paper again that I was in the demo. I'm teaching woodturning and all this. You can't pass with that. And I was very lucky. A lady next to him that works on the airport say, "My husband is woodturner. Have the same. I know what is it." So I bring it to Greece. This is not happening in Greece. You can't find someone to know someone that to do woodturning in entire Greece. We are 11 billion people. Million people. I don't remember how many, but only 700 woodturners.
Oh.
Yeah. Sakis is out in the chat.
Hello, Sakis. Hello.
So since you're being interviewed on a podcast, some people may not know you actually have a podcast of your own.
Yes,
as well.
We have I have with the Art Street 52 that is now in our chat. We have our podcast for the Greek community, and we bring some woodturners from Greece or Greek speaking, and also people that can speak with a sandpaper or show us how to make pictures, or people that is common people on the street that may like to buy our items. So we make a school how to work with the woodturning in Greece, because we have no knowledge.
Yeah. It's a great podcast. I've no idea what they're saying, but it's a great podcast.
Look,
that was meant with all sincerity. There, Jamie. Way to go.
We changed the day in Wednesday, but before that we was in Sunday. Sometimes we go over 100 people in Sunday.
Nice.
But you know, it's really hard because what do we have? If we work all the week, we have a Sunday. So we say with my friend Sakis, we need to change it for ourselves to have one day free.
Mm-hmm.
Kostas, is there a large tourist? Normally, I mean, I understand the past year, you know, a given that most people probably didn't go out and travel, but normally, is there a large tourist community that heads to your island?
Just 1 minute. Again, if it's a large tourist community, that.
Do you get a lot of visitors to the island who are tourists?
Oh yes. I think before the COVID it was about 300,000 people to 600,000 people without the cruise boats.
So
I sell more. Sorry.
Oh no, no, that's fine. You mentioned before that you got started by selling things on the street. Are there still a lot of people out there? Are there still a lot of street sellers out there?
At the moment, what I was me in my place, and I go. We are about 5 people that doing this. Go to promo, but not together. Each one is separate. And you know, here in Greece, what we have when we have a big celebration of the village or a sign or religious or something, we start to have dances. Probably you have seen on the video some of them. So there are people. It's a people meeting from all over Kefalonia. Also, tourists find interesting to dance Greek. So I was there with my little stand and selling my jewelry. Then I start to sell some mortar and pestle, some vases, and then I don't have space and I open a store.
Nice. Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, I've seen some of your videos of some of your the Greek street events. It seems like a good time. So,
nice.
So, I mean, out of all of the pieces that you've turned, is there one that kind of stands out as a favorite piece that you've ever done, or anything like that?
I have a problem. I am always excited when I make something, but really disappointed when I really make it. Why? In my thoughts is when you think something and you start to make it, you can't do it. But if you do it, just do it. It's nothing. You do something else. So it's hard to say that something is my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know if my English is poor, but I try to explain you. You know,
you enjoy the thinking up something to make and the starting the process to make. But once you've made it, not so much.
But if I lose it or break the wood or destroy it, then I'm happy and I start again to make it. I have one with a cycle on my YouTube channel that I have before the first try that I make it and I break it, and then the final results. I am happy with that.
Enthusiasm and excitement until you've made it, then down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you are rich. The money is not enough. You need more and more and more and more. No matter if you get the limit that you like more. It's me with the wood turning.
That's kind of Kostas, that's kind of how I used to answer that question when people asked me. My favorite piece is always the last piece I successfully made. Because I started out not knowing if I could do it. And then when it was done, I was very happy with the fact that I was able to complete it. So that is now my favorite piece. And then the next one will be my new favorite piece. Whatever
I can't say this because for 2 months now I have made more than 500 mortar and pestle and no creation. Only some meat. Okay. So I can't say this because I make the same and the same and the same again.
Yeah.
It gets different when you start batching out products that are the same. I mean, because obviously there comes a point in time where you're just like, oh Jesus, I don't want to make another one of these things. But okay, if it's making money for you, then then you do it. And that's kind of
it's not my favorite thing, but I am 2 years without a job because I work with the tourism, as you know.
Yeah.
So the selling tools is not a good business if 700 woodturners in Greece. Oh yes, the picture of my.
Kostas sent me a picture of them. Look.
Wow, that's
nightmares.
That's a lot of mortar and pestles. Is that all olive wood that you used?
Olive wood, yes.
Yep.
You must wake up in the night going, "Oh, porcelain metal, no!"
After some of them, you don't think this is what is hurt me inside. I always been a woodturner that think what I need to make, how I need to use the tool. And at the moment, I make without thinking. And this destroyed myself, to be honest. But I would have to work for a long time. I need to sell something.
Sure. And let me ask you a question. Have you ever actually used a mortar and pestle in your kitchen?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I love cooking. I love cooking.
That's the right answer. Thank you. I like this guy already.
There you go.
I'll let you know now.
You've actually
a small one and a big one.
I was actually going to say you've actually released a couple of videos on your channel, have you not? Of some Greek cooking.
Yes. I do also that. Before I always thinking about my YouTube channel that is must be Woodturning. No, what we are is what we do in our days. I love cooking. I show to the people. I love fishing. I love dancing. I love do stuff like gardening. I like to show to the people because believe me, I have spent a lot of money to buy books for wood turning, and I find myself to read about the person, and when he speak about himself, than what the techniques they use or. I don't care about the techniques. I care about the people that make this. So I don't know. Have you seen Beyond Wood, David Ellsworth? I have a friend here on the chat that say I am jealous and I like also the motorbike that he has. Because it's a way of life. I think the woodturner is a way of life, and the artist is a way of life. My opinion.
Yeah. Nico's out in the chat. He says that you make mojitos with the olive mortars.
No, I make a special one for mojito that you do like a pestle, but you make cuts on the banjo. So make spikes, and you can make your mojitos.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. That'd be a good video.
Nothing wrong with mojitos. I mean, come on. That's a Sunday morning 11 a.m. kind of deal right there, baby.
For you,
yeah.
For mine, it's 12 o'clock in the night.
No, well, okay, or whenever, whatever time of day it happens to be.
It's a Molotov cocktail that you don't want to make.
Yeah, no. Well, if the chat has some questions they want to throw at Kostas, because on the minute is a wealth of information, please feel free to throw them out there. We'll be happy to get them to Kostas, and I'm sure he'll be somewhat agreeable to answer them as long as.
While we're waiting for that one, how is the laptop you set fire to when on your first virtual crafter?
You know what happened with that laptop? The problem was not the fire. The problem was not the paint, but the problem is was the heat that I have into the workshop. The heat. That day I was here about 35 degrees, and the battery of the laptop being like that. I stopped the work.
Yeah, the battery. So we could have had an explosion halfway through his live stream.
I had this
Fire,
not
spray paint,
ideal.
explosives.
Not ideal.
Wow.
They make them. Those batteries are made for England, not for Greece. We have from 40 degrees to -5, and you have 25. Summertime, 25, 28. You know, it's very hot.
No.
They give
I'm
it
from
in
Scotland. We get 17.
Yeah.
You must come in Greece. You must come.
I look at. Have you seen this? Look.
I would love to. I would love to go to Greece.
I'll go red. You know, fade away.
Like
I'll go that color. Red.
I guarantee. You like a tomato, you know, skinhead, like a tomato.
No. More like a vampire. That's how I'll go if I turn up in green.
The third day will be like a vampire with no skin. You know? Have you ever burned your skin by the sun to see how it's come off like a snake? The skin.
Really? Yeah.
It's funny because before you come in Greece, you need to know how you stay on the sun. I see.
Yes, by not going out in it. Go out at night like a vampire. Very safe.
So Arch Street 52 says, "What about the first Greek woodturning meeting that took place the previous year?"
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there's a story there.
Yeah. It's a lot of stories. We almost not sleep. 3 days of the meeting. We was here in my workshop. People coming on from all over Greece. About I told you before, 32 people. Sakis was there. Nikos was there. Lefteris was there. Almost the most Greeks on the chat was there. And okay, woodturning is nice, teaching is nice, but the beauty of the Greek community was the aftermath. You know, we stay here because each one plays an instrument. We stay here all in a cycle and we play instruments all together, we laugh. And in the end, you know, we say, why to play inside here? Go outside in a balconies to find girls to play. So we're going about 30 people outside 2 o'clock in the night in a village of 600 persons. And we sing over balconies. Was near to go to the inside, the police. We were lucky because 3 police officers are woodturners.
The police got called. Well, Nikos paid you a very nice compliment. He said Kostas inspires all of the Greek woodturners and is a very giving person, always willing to help us when we need him, and we love him. So you've got some good friends there in your community there, Kostas. So good for you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah. Don't say this, you know, I'm shy.
So I've told this to Kostas in Messenger before, but he's definitely one of the fan favourites when it comes to the Virtual Craft Festival because of his antics with a blowtorch and spray cans.
He is kind of a you are kind of a wild man there, Kostas. I'm telling you.
It's because I do this because it was a reason. When I start to go to make demonstration in Greece, I don't have a woodturner to show my work. So I need to keep the eye of the people that walk for my demo. So
got it.
To collect people or people to I don't know magnetize the eye of the people, you need to be
entertained.
Yes, you need to do something. So fire, colors, everyone love it. No matter if they like woodturning or not. But I pay to travel. I have a small lathe on my back and walking into Athens, the capital of Greece.
Mhm.
I go into the metro with a lid on my back. But after those 3 years, happened. People starting Woodturning. First year, 50, 100, 200, 300, and 700 now.
Awesome.
I'm very
Yeah.
happy for that. I'm very happy for that.
Inspiration.
So you're kind of a pioneer of the Greek woodturning community. Then you're the first one.
No, I'm not the first one. No, Nikos Iragas, that is a famous woodturner. But also he is not. No one is the first one. It's not exist the first one guy. Probably
Yeah.
it's some
Yeah,
Asian
true.
guy. No one is the first, but they are points. So Nikos was the first known outside of Greece woodturning. Then come Kostas Gourbelos, and then me. But it's not a number. It's just people that known. Because recently we know about the Theo Haralambous, that is Greek from Australia, that is very famous. Working
Yeah.
with record power.
Kostas, are a lot of the people that like you mentioned, you had 30 people over, and they all, I assume they all do some kind of making as well, like a wood turning, or they do something. Do they have an online presence, or are they just basically a local community and they don't really put themselves out there like you do?
I have friends that they have a YouTube channels. I have friends with using Instagram or others that they sell wood turning stuff. Each one have his own way. I do this. I start everything just to show. I was feel lonely. I was alone. I was me and two friends. So let's bring some people to wood turning in Greece. And still, now is another problem. Okay, we have some wood turners, but we don't have Greek customers. So we need now to teach our customers to know what is wood turning and what it needs. Because because of my store, that I see people from America, Canada, States, England, a lot of English people from Holland, from Belgium, Germans. They all know wood turning, but Greeks, they don't understand it. They don't know it. A wood turner in Greece just make legs for tables.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
spindle. They do spindle work, and not not what you do. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
My job is not exist in my country.
Well, I hope that you are able to. You've obviously inspired a lot of people, Kostas, in your community to get involved. I mean, you talked about starting out with 30, and now you've got 700. But there's I would like to see more of your friends get involved online, because I would like to see what other people do there as well. I mean, because
they are some of them. They are some of them also in the communities of Facebook. I have my good friend Lefteris Karelis that has a channel on YouTube, or Steve Kaloyerakis, and more are coming. They are
awesome.
Some stop it, some other no. I have my good friend, my very good friend Nikos Kaloyeropoulos, that do everything. No matter if it's wood turning, show cutting, or traveling, he do everything. So people starting to do.
Well, Theodore corrected me and said there's actually 800 now. Sorry, Theodore.
Oh yes, sorry.
Oh wow.
This guy, Nikos Panther on the chat, is the guy that I speak about. So, hi Kostas. He can't understand English. So,
hi
only
Nikos.
Yes.
Hi,
But he's
Nikos.
a very amazing person.
Awesome.
Well, they certainly
And
do appreciate you out there.
Theodore Katsamaki. Sorry that I speak about other people, because I don't like to feel that I am the only one. There are people that have done a lot of work to be. I'm not alone, and they always have help. So Theodore is the teacher of our of our community. He is have profession on wood and plants and everything, so have shared a lot of knowledge with us.
Yeah. So how difficult is it to get hold of something, for example, walnut or maple or something like that?
Walnut, I can cut it from my garden. But to get maple, I need to buy it from Athens, from bigger storage.
Okay. So any big exotics, you have to go somewhere to get it.
Yes. But I have plenty of olive. Plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So just seeing if there's any questions out there in the chat. Andy Pugh had a question, but I think he says he thinks that we've already been covered it. He said, "Is there a history of woodturning in Greece?"
I think a question for me would
But
be.
that's something nice to say. The woodturning started from Egypt, but the first bowl that they have in real time is in Crete Island. The first wooden bowl, the older that they have found, is in Crete Island. Just some story behind.
There you go. Go for it, Dale.
So I was going to ask. I mean, obviously, very successful so far, going great places. I mean, everyone loves the channel whenever you appear on the Virtual Crafty. So where are you going to go next with this? I mean, you do it for a living. You're also really into it from the point of view as a hobby. It's still driving you. There's a deep passion there to make it to go further. Where does Kostas want to see woodturning go in Greece, and where does Kostas want to go? With his hobby and his business.
I love to teach. This is something that I love to do, and I like to make more exhibitions outside of Greece. Demo or exhibition of my crafts. I don't know. I don't care about. I like to meet people outside of Greece to bring the knowledge inside. For me to go and demonstrate to Austria, I bring something to help my community because I see how people work there. We are in the basic. We just start to make our first steps like a community, and I like it to be nice, like you are.
We should contact Nick Zimetti and say
And get Kostas over here.
Get Kostas over there and get him on stage and let him do his let me grab your attention wood turning on the stage for an hour. That would be freaking excuse me, I about said a bad word.
That would be rather good.
That would be rather pleasant, he said. Yeah, I apologize. Oh well.
Just ask me to be and I will be there. After
I've got a feeling that on a stage like that, the flamethrower might get a little bit bigger.
I think it would be awesome. Can you see Kostas on stage at Maker Central just putting the flame to some freaking bowl he's making? I think that would be awesome. I mean, I think that needs to be done. Let's contact Nick Zimetti and say, Nick, we need to do this. If you're going to have this thing happen this year, we need Kostas up there to burn something down.
Yeah.
Just because.
Burn something down with
not the NEC, just the bowl.
Yeah. Just because
the fire truck that Jimmy has, the big one. So
do something. Do something to make your insurance provider nervous.
We're sorting out a sheet of plywood. Yeah, that sounds like a good old. Sounds like
people
a
are
plan.
saying, "Oops," and no more for Chris. I didn't actually say that word. I didn't actually say it. I got halfway through it and I realized that I was about to do a no.
We'd have to get some feeler gauges out for that one and get it with the micrometer until it was that close, Chris.
Speaking of that, Kostas, if indeed Maker Central does happen this year, and I think the jury is out on that, but if it does happen this year, do you think you'd be able to make it over?
Yes, I was about to come to the first one or the second one, but it's a little problem. Summertime. It's summertime. The only time of the year that Mr. Kostas Annikas Deftereos make money. So I need to plan it for a long time before.
Oh,
You
got it.
understand?
Got it.
Yeah.
If you call me, I'm in.
Gotcha. No, I understand. Totally understand that. Business is business. I mean, you got to put a roof over your head and food on the table. That comes first. Playtime
And I
comes
eat a lot,
afterwards.
I eat a lot.
Yeah, don't we all?
Well, it would be nice to see you make it over sometime if you could. And I don't know that. I'd be honest with you, Kostas. I don't even know if that I'll make it over for this one this year because I'm not even sure this year is going to happen. So I haven't made any plans for it.
Me neither. You know, all the exhibitions in Greece go to 2023.
Yeah.
They also
Well, if it,
they
I
also
was going to say, if you
about-
like fishing, then I live right near the sea, so
yeah, it's 50 meters from my house.
Can you imagine living where he lives and then the seafood you must have? Oh my gosh, Kostas! I mean, I envy your dinner table. I really do. You have the most.
We're going together for fishing when you come, and I cook for you.
Oh, honey, I need to go to Greece tomorrow.
So Benjamin out of the chat says, do you think you could cope with the British food, Kostas?
You know, I have a
No, that was it. That was it. That was perfect. It's like, I don't know.
No, sorry.
We have fantastic food in the UK. We have really, really great food in the UK. It all comes from somewhere else. We have great food.
Yeah. we've got the American McDonald's, the Turkish kebab,
and they got
the Chinese, and the
Indian food, Greek food, Malaysian food from everywhere in the world. We've got it, but not some.
And they had the Greek fish. So yeah, he always got that.
I have a friend from Wales who makes some cakes with the meat inside, but it was terrible.
Okay.
I only eat
Why?
From Wales.
Sounds like a pie. Sounds like a
Like
pie.
a pie
Was
with
it
the meat.
pork?
Yeah.
Was it like a crusty pastry?
No, I think it was like a bread. Small, round, with a
sounds like a pasta.
white sauce maybe inside with the pork. Not sure what it was.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Could be a pasty.
Yeah. That'd be all right. Yeah, we'd probably agree with you.
Yeah.
Or his friend really screwed up the crepe recipe. One of the two.
Yeah.
Cool.
You see,
wait.
The Greek community laughed with me.
All right, Theodore is giving you up on something here. He says that Kostas made a small boat for fishing this year. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
You made a boat?
Oh.
Yeah, a diggly, a small diggly for one person. 1.98 meters. That if I make it 2 meters, I need to have legal papers to the government. But if I make it 1.98, I'm free to go everywhere that I like with no permission.
I like that.
Is it a
right?
is it like,
well,
yes, with a road.
Is it just big enough to put a lathe on?
No, I try with a friend of me. 2 people is okay if you don't go very deep, but it's perfect.
I take it it's a rowboat and doesn't have a motor on it.
I like to get one electric one day. It's just 1 horsepower.
Like an outboard. Like an outboard motor.
Oh, God.
I will send you pictures after. This crazy boat.
God, just we can go on.
No matter the size, I make it traditional with the traditional colors and the way that the boats are.
Nice. I'm impressed. I'm impressed because I always wanted to make a boat. I've not made a boat yet, and you've actually. I don't care how big it was.
Thanks of quarantine, I find the time finally to make a boat.
Oh, good for you.
So, how scared was you when you first got into the water that you was going to end up at the bottom of the sea?
Once more, sorry.
How scared was you when you got into the boat in the water that you was going to end up at the bottom of the sea?
No, I don't have the fear because I add a lot of polyester resin on. But
Ah,
Ah,
and also, I mean, all my life in the sea. I,
so you can
to
swim.
reach the money and open my first store, I sell fishes because I catch a lot.
he trumps Jamie's smart ass question with experience. Very good, Kostas. Very, very good. Very good. We've only got like 9 minutes left, so at some
Yeah.
point in time we have to end this. But we're not ready to let go yet because obviously we have 9 minutes left. So, Jamie, if you want to let your fat lady do some singing, we could do that now, and then we could finish up with Kostas at the end because I know we've got some shout outs to give out today. So. If you want to do, if you want to do that, go ahead.
Yeah, I can do that. It's time for Jamie's page.
Ow!
Did you get headphones off on time?
I got my headphones off. I got my headphones off in time today.
Kostas, me singing is a thing of beauty. Am I right?
Sorry.
Yeah,
me singing is a thing of beauty. That's not helping. You can deaf. That's not helping.
Okay.
Jamie singing it would be equal to your boat with a hole in it. Anyway, all right.
So not really much news. Just let everybody know that the Virtual Craft Festival is coming up on the 29th of May. So keep that free in your diaries. May. Yes.
May.
The 29th of May. Awesome. So keep that written down in your diaries. You can go up to the once we've got it all sorted out and blah blah blah. You can go to virtuallycrafty.com and you will see the playlist just like the one we had last time, and it will run through as each person's live comes up. So apart from that, you got my live in 37 minutes, or a premiere, shall I say? In 37 minutes, Caitlin the Cat goes on just after me. So my shout out this week goes to Joey over at Steelblade Woodworks. Hell of a nice guy. Not been doing YouTube for that long. He's only been doing it for about 3 months. He's got less than 30 subscribers, so it'd be nice to give him a bit of a boost. So yeah, Joey over at Steelblade Woodworks, excuse me. So Chris, Dale, you got any shout outs?
Well, how about we give it to our guest first this week? So
yeah, can do. Yeah.
Kostas, since you're our guest, do you have anybody, a YouTube channel, Instagram person that you would like to send some love out to today?
I like to send some love to my good friend Lefteris Karailis Woodturning. That is the guy that when you say something, write it down and remember forever. Never ask the second time the same thing. So Lefteris Karailis is also on the chat. He has a YouTube channel, is amazing maker and a great musician.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I believe the description is down in the description of this video today. If it's not, I apologize, and it will soon be there afterwards. Awesome. Dale, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, so shout out this week is for a channel called, and I always forget the exact way you pronounce this, Not Just the Sawdust. It's a chap called Gerrit Klaassen, Dutch guy.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett makes all sorts of stuff, lots of collaboration, but he does some really interesting stuff with kind of collaboration, particularly collaborations around musical instruments. Like he made a ukulele out of a satellite dish and all sorts of stuff. He did a video this week which was about the problems of storing musical instruments made out of things like satellite dishes. You can't just walk into a music store and buy a stand for one of these things. So he does a video about how to make the custom stands for storing all of these musical instruments, things like, mad guitars made out of all sorts of stuff. So folks, check it out. It's a great channel. So the channel's called Not Just Sawdust, and the chap's name is Gerrit Klaassen.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's been around a while. He's a good guy. He's
good guy.
My shout out this week actually doesn't really need a shout out, but what's not to love about this lady, Laura Kampf? She put out a video earlier today. That would be Sunday for those of you listening on Wednesday or afterwards. But she had some good advice in her last video about bartering with people. And it wasn't like she didn't really get into it deep. It was kind of in passing, but it was good advice. But it was kind of a cool video because she ended up trading her old camper, which prior to YouTube, prior to a lot of the things that you might know Laura from, she actually lived in this camper for 5 years. She wasn't looking to get off the grid. She was looking to save money. So she saved money by living in this camper for 5 years. So she ended up trading her old camper for a forklift in her new shop. And that trade worked out for her well. So it was a cool video. It was nice to see the backstory of Laura and where she's been and where she is now, which is always something that puts a smile on your face. But then then the barter itself, she talked about when, good deals and bad deals, and it worked out for her. So it was a good video. So if you check it out, Laura Kampf is my shot this week. So there you go.
There we go. So what are we looking at now? We're on 27 minutes past the hour. So Annikas or Kostas, whatever you prefer to be called. Thank you for coming on today's show. It's been a pleasure. We could probably carry this on for another hour, I'm sure, at least.
I'm sure we could.
Yeah, we'll have to do another show with you again at some point and get the other half of your story.
The part you didn't want us to let know the police about today.
Yeah. Thanks everybody out in the chat for coming along and supporting the podcast. It does mean a lot to us. And until next week, we can't really say what we're doing at the moment. There may be a change to the schedule, which I need to have a word with Dale and Chris about.
Okay.
Until next week, I will catch you later.
Have a great week, everybody.
Yeah.